He's not a piece of shit. He's not. Hey guys. So, I know I haven't made a video in like almost 2 weeks, but I had a very bad week last week. Like, I was depressed as fuck. I'm honestly still kind of depressed. I've been in a funk. I had a serious conversation with a 35-year-old guy last week, which definitely added to my stressors, but also alleviated a lot for me. So I just like had that going on, and I just was like really fucking sad in general. But I told y'all that I was going to make a video about my third ever heartbreak, because here I am living it. And I would just like to say that I'm so fucking proud of myself. Like, just the evolution of my sadness and how I react to situations with men in which I have feelings for has like fucking Charles Darwin up in this shit, okay? It has evolved totally. I was very, very upset. Like, I have obviously shed a lot of tears over this situation, but this situation has been like such a long time coming that all the tears have been like spread out. It wasn't just like one day of fucking crying. It's been like tears over months of conversations and arguments and whatever the fuck. I actually felt really good after the talk because I just could say everything I felt like I wanted to and could say in person with my voice, which I get so fucking anxious about how I cannot communicate the way I feel properly through text message, which always leads in an argument because I like freak the fuck out. Like, texting is like the bane of my existence as a person who is very open and honest and straightforward and loves to talk with their hands and fucking everything. To fucking condense my shit to a text, like, that's like my biggest weakness when it comes to relationships and boys, is I can be definitely a little bit psycho about texting or through texting, but it's literally just because I'm so fucking frustrated. It's like, oh, I'm so crazy now because I lost my shit. Like, yeah, but think of everything that's happened that got me to this point, okay? Like, I'm just having a meltdown. So needless to say, him and I had a bunch of little arguments through text because a lot of shit was going down. So by the time we finally fucking talked, which I said briefly in my last video, like, I'm waiting to talk to him. I'm really anxious. This is a stressful time for me. I knew that once we had it, it would be like a nail in the coffin, which sounds so permanent, and I don't like that term because I don't want to think that like mine and this guy's potential has a nail in the coffin, because I'm fucking too optimistic and too much of a hopeless romantic sucker for that. But as of right now, the nail's in the coffin, and it just needed to be said in person. And for anyone who's wondering how that conversation went, it actually went really well. I've never had like an argument or a conflict with him to that extent, or really of any extent. So to go from like never arguing with someone to everything just being like hunky-dory fun to like, wow, shit's like real now, and like what? Like shit has to be said and whatever the fuck. To go from like 0 to 100 like that with someone who you're mainly communicating with through text, I literally didn't know at all how he would be in a conflict situation in person. Like, my ex-boyfriend from high school, he was like the most mellow ass motherfucker, which is why I liked him, because I really like super mellow, like cool guys. Because like, I'm a lot, okay? Like, sometimes I'm just like fucking chatty Cathy up in here and I can't shut the fuck up, and I'm too fucking loud, like too often, like I can be a lot. It's like a great, fun, awesome type of a lot, but I'm a lot. So I can't fucking date or be involved with guys who are a lot too, or else we'll just be so we'll like fucking explode. I don't know. So I've always liked like really chill, cool guys. But my high school ex, after he had his little cocaine stint where he got addicted to cocaine, I would just like to say that I have put my ex on blast so much on this channel, and everything I said is true. And he has to know that I've made videos about him, because his guy friends who were in his fraternity with him that I became friends with, who I'm like still in contact now like 7 years later, let me know how that tastes in your mouth, boy. 7 years later, guess what? Your friends still think I'm dope as fuck. Yeah, they would text me and be like, oh my god, we watched your video about him, and like, you're so funny and blah, blah, whatever. We love you, obviously. But I'm just like, he has to know about them. And he's never once reached out to me and said shit, which is good, because I think he knows that if he did, it would be a bad day for him. But after his cocaine stint, he became like crazy. Like, I don't know how much fucking cocaine you have to do to become like actually addicted to it, where you're doing it like every day, slash refigure your brain to go from a mellow ass, cool ass dude to becoming like a psychopath. I don't know how much cocaine he did during that time, but after he like recovered from that and went back to school and got back on the right path of life, which yeah, I stayed with him through all that stuff. He like just was not mellow anymore. Like if we had arguments, he would like yell and he would kind of freak out on me and just would like throw rude shit in my face. Like one time he tried to tell me when we were having a huge fight in my car, we were just sitting there in the car, he was yelling at me, which I do not fucking appreciate being yelled at. He was like, by the way, we were so drunk. It was after a Labor Day party my freshman year of college. We weren't even like dating then. And he was just fucking, what the fuck? He was like, by the way, I hope you know none of my fucking friends like you. None of them. They just act like they like you. They talk shit about you all the time. Everyone thinks you're so fucking annoying. Like just talking out of his ass, and I was crying so hard. I was like, what the fuck? There's no way that's true. And I fucking ran into the house that he lived in with like 10 other frat boys, and I found one of his good friends who's like my fucking brother. I was like, my ex just said that you guys don't even like me. And he was just like, oh my god, you drunk little girl, stop fucking crying. You should know that's not true. We love you. Just like shit like that. He would just like do low blows and like say shit that wasn't even true and just be a fucking dick and like scream at me. And I just like don't fuck with that. So I don't know what the moral or purpose of was me saying all that about my ex, but when I talked to this guy, 35-year-old guy, him and I's talk was very mellow, which I really appreciated, and I was so happy that like he was mellow, because through text we would get a little heated with each other sometimes. It was a good talk, and I definitely felt like I got closure, for lack of better words. Like I don't feel like any of the reason that we're not able to date was personal, whereas before, like a couple months ago, I just assume like I don't care what he says, even if he says it's not personal, I feel like it has to be something about me, like isn't good enough or something. And I just felt like I did everything right by him. Like I literally treated him like how I would have treated him if he was my boyfriend. Like he was getting boyfriend privileges without being anything, because we were literally just like friends with benefits. Like that's what it was, and that's what it was supposed to be. As I've said in a million videos, being just friends that hook up, it doesn't really fucking work out, especially when you don't start as friends. Like me and this guy never started as friends. I found him at a music festival and was like, hey dude, I'm like about your look right now, like you're fucking hot. Are you single? Are you married? Do you have a kid? Are you recently divorced? Just gave it the little like quick little interrogation you gotta give men to make sure they're worth your time, you know? He passed the test minus the kid part, but I was fucked ass up in a crowd of people at a fucking music festival. You really think I would be like, oh, you have a kid, we can't do this? No, I was like, fucking get back here, let's fucking make out and touch each other and shit. So it was like always like a sexual thing from the beginning. Like I wasn't, like he was with a lot of his friends at ACL. And the way I was talking to all of his friends would be if you're making a friend. The way I was talking to him was with my tongue in his throat. So there's definitely a difference. So it just was like from day one, it was fated to not go well to actually try and be just friends with benefits. And all that happened that went wrong was my feelings were growing at a normal, steady pace for the amount of time that we spent together. Like, I'm not like crazy, like, oh my god, how, like, you liked him so much. Like, yeah, I did like him a fucking lot. But like, when you're talking to the same person every single day, guaranteed you're gonna have at least one text conversation with them, Snapchatting them, every time you're in town, you spend all your time with them. Like I literally would spend like all my time when I was in town with him. And then on top of it, it's not a just friends vibe. Like there's an obvious connection, there's obvious chemistry, there's obvious sexual attraction, there's inevitable sex that's coming at the end of the night every fucking night. It's just a roller coaster of talking to someone, but you're not supposed to like them. And I just, you know, I'm a fucking human. I have a fucking heart and I have emotions, and I can't control who I like. Like no one controls who they fall for, you know? And I definitely grew to a place that I do feel strongly that I love him, which I know again is like, wow, but I loved Brandon after only 3 months of dating him. So this situation with this guy was way more prolonged than that. I've only in the past like couple months even thought like that way, or like thought about that word to use when like talking about my feelings for him. So it's definitely possible to love someone, but it's harder to love someone when you know that they don't love you back. And I know that sounds so cruel, but he was just taking the friends with benefits thing more seriously than I was. He was like, I'm not supposed to like this girl, so like, it's not gonna be like that. But there's only so much willpower people have. Like, he definitely liked me too. Like, I'm not saying like, I loved this boy and he didn't like me at all. He viewed me as a sister. Like, no, like, he definitely liked me. Like, when the whole little debacle went down with the bearded guy over South by Southwest, which only even happened because him and I weren't talking, which is fucking, in retrospect now, that was a mistake, and I shouldn't have fucking entertained someone else while that situation was still up in the air, even though I felt that I was being wronged. I definitely am not now like, oh my god, well, because we had the final conversation, I'm gonna go find someone right now to like go on a date with or hang out with or go out with. Like, my heart right now, like my emotions are so exhausted right now, and it's just, I just want to like linger in the fact that like I have real feelings for someone that I can't be with right now, and I should allow myself time to like really like internalize that and move on from that and accept that, and not just like find someone else to tango with, because it's just too much. Like, I literally couldn't do it even if I really wanted to, and the last time I did it, it didn't work in my favor. So like, I really just like not enjoying this moment, because it's not enjoyable at all, it's horrible, but just like existing. Like, this is my reality. Like, you fell for someone that you can't be with. This is your third like pretty major heartbreak, like in terms of how strong your feelings were, and like you need to like live with that for a little bit. But I'm doing okay. There won't be like any more tears shed at all. Like, it's not like, oh my god, like, why is this happening? Like, it's really like, it's okay. The only difference between the heartbreak with my ex and the heartbreak with Brandon, besides me being a lot younger and like not really experiencing feelings like that before, not really experiencing what it feels like to have something end with someone that you like or whatever, it was much more emotional, much more difficult. Like, I didn't know what to do with myself, so like I'm a lot more mentally stable, I guess. So like in the obvious ways it's different. But what I usually do when there's a breakup, or like it's like, this is done, like that's it for now, sorry about it, is I don't want to see like pictures or videos or Snapchats of you at all. Like, how can I move on if I'm seeing pictures of you with all your friends or pictures of you doing cool fun stuff without me? Like, that's fucking rude. Like, cool, glad you can have so much fun without me. Remember when we had fun together? Like, just, it's so hard to move on, you know, when you're seeing all that shit. So usually my go-to is like, the second it's done, I fucking delete you from Insta, delete you from Facebook, delete you from Snapchat. Like, you is gone, bitch. Like, I don't care if you still want to look at my fine ass. Like, I don't blame you, but I don't want to see your face. Like, especially if I like loved you. Like, I don't want to fucking see you all the time in my feed. Like, that's depressing. So that's what I usually do. And if I did that for him, it would make me moving on or getting over him a lot easier and quicker. But like, him and I also like really did have like such a good friendship. Like, honestly, that's the first time I've thought about it. Like, with me and my high school ex, there wasn't really a friendship. We were just like boyfriend, girlfriend, and acted like boyfriend, girlfriend, and there wasn't like really a silliness or let's go do this because it's our similar interests together. Like we weren't friends. And then me and Brandon definitely were a little bit of friends, but still it was the same dynamic of like we are like a sexual duo, whatever. But I could be silly with Brandon, and Brandon appreciated my weirdness, but Brandon himself wasn't weird. So it was kind of like 50% there. And then with 35-year-old guy, like we really were friends. Like, we'd like to do the same things. We had so much fun when we went and did things together. We would like fuck around. We would talk about like all the things that I want to talk about, like my interests. Like, he entertained every conversation I ever wanted to have. Like, outside of the sexual part, like we really did like genuinely enjoy each other's company. Like, we were friends. So it doesn't seem right to be like, oh, well, because my feelings for you were so strong, I don't want to see your face. Like, it just wouldn't feel right to like remove him from social media. And I know likewise that if I did, he would be like, what the fuck? Like that seems kind of fucked. Like I don't think he'd appreciate that. But I also don't want to do it because, like I said, like we were friends and I would like to maintain a friendship. Like I know that might seem silly too, but just this whole situation with him was not your typical like dating situation because we weren't dating. It was like, wait, like, I don't know, like I've talked about it enough. You understand by now, you don't, okay? I do want to maintain the friendship though. I mean, we can't like go hang out right now tonight because like everything's still fresh and we actually just talked about that, how like I want to hang out, but like maybe we shouldn't because like it's too fresh because I'm like crazy and I just want to spend all my time with you though because I like you. But like in the future when things have blown over a little more, like I would definitely like to still go like play pool with him and like drink with him and do Chinese takeout and shitty Netflix shows with him. Like I want to still do all the cool stuff we used to do. It just sucks that like he's not in a place that he can be with someone, but I really do believe that that's true. Like I know that so many girls will jump on here and be like, what a cop out, like you even say yourself, like if someone really likes you, really appreciates you, like they'll do what it takes to make it work. And I do think that and I do preach that. But I've also only been involved with one person out of like numerous different guys when it comes to like talking to this person, entertaining this person, hooking up with this guy for 2 months, like all the varying stages of a relationship. Like there's been tons of dudes that I've like whatever talked to, you want to call it. Not one of them has had a kid. And it fucking changes everything like so much. Like even though you're so separate from it and like you don't know the kid and you don't have to interact with the kid and you don't have to do anything for the fucking kid. It's like they almost don't have a kid because you never see them when they're with the kid. It still makes everything so fucking different. And like, I don't know, if he was just a single bachelor dude still without a kid and was single and just met me at ACL, would we date? Maybe he'd be down to have a 23-year-old girlfriend for a little bit. That's fucking fun. Yeah, fuck it. Even if this goes south for like 2 years, I fucking gotta bang this chick. That's awesome. Like, I don't know, if he didn't have a kid, maybe it'd be completely different. But the reality is he has one. And I can't push off what he says about that because I don't know what that's like at all and I've never even experienced talking to someone that's had a kid, so I like literally can't relate on any fucking level. So if someone's telling me like you don't fucking get it because you don't, because of this child who is my light and world and my whole everything, which they fucking should be, like I can't fucking do this right now, not with you, not with anyone. Like I know it sounds like a cop-out, but I really have to believe him, and I do. I really do. If you could have been a fly on the wall for the conversation last week, you'd believe him also. He's not a piece of shit. He's not. My ex was a piece of shit in high school. Brandon was not a piece of shit until he broke up with me and then fucking called me after he broke up with me to tell me that the reason he broke up with me is because he found someone that he liked better than me. That then made him a little bit of a piece of shit. Then I kind of forgave him, and then he kept hitting me up once a month while he had a new girlfriend. So I was like, you're a cheating piece of shit asshole. I could never ever be with you ever because now I know that you're the kind of guy that hits up exes all the time while you're dating someone new, and that's fucked ass up. So now I think he's a huge piece of shit. And there was definitely a point up to like a year post breakup that I was like, if Brandon ever wanted to like be with me and like wanted to rekindle things in the future, I 100% would. Now, abso-fucking-lutely not. Like, you've shown your true colors. You're a piece of shit. You're probably fucking talking to exes when you were hanging out with me all summer. Like, I can't fucking trust you now. They've all been pieces of shit or turned into pieces of shit. And I can honestly say, 35-year-old guy, well, now he's 36. Oh my God, do we have to change his name? He is not a piece of shit. I can firmly say that. He hasn't fucked me over. He hasn't lied to me. He's done everything right. The only unfortunate part is I don't have a kid and I have everything going for me right now because I'm only 23, so I'm like, look, I'm free, whole world at my fingertips. I want you. I want you in my world. Come be with me. And he's like, well, my world that has been grown for 13 years longer than your world has a fuck ton of other shit in it, and I can't add you to my world right now. But I'm doing okay. And as batshit crazy as some people might say, you'll know I'm all about the universe and like astrology and whatever. My astrologist, who I talk to all the time and have asked so many important life questions about, and she's been right about like 95% of things, okay? Astrologyanswers.com. If you're interested, her name's Luna. It's expensive though. Just remember, crazy girls like me pay money for that shit. So you all should have no problem paying me for like real life advice. She said that we definitely had whatever stars, Neptunes, planets all lined up enough that we could be compatible for life. But of course, as always, not everything's fated because everyone has free will. And if they for whatever reason don't want to be with you or whatever happens, like you can't fucking make someone want to be with you. But cosmically, up in the fucking stars, me and 35-year-old guy have what it takes to make it work for the long haul. And also, I just am such a believer in like fate, obviously, and I just have such a hard time believing that the way we met and everything about it just, no, like you can't fucking tell me that that shit wasn't for nothing. Like, no way. I don't believe it. And I don't want to believe it because that's sad. I don't want to believe that everything's random and nothing matters. I want to believe that the people that we meet and the people put in our lives and the situations that we get and the job opportunities and everything, I want to believe that it's all kind of part of a bigger plan. Call me crazy if you want to. I'm a big believer that me and this guy could definitely be together down the road. Maybe that'll be in over 5 fucking years. I don't know. I'm just saying that I think him and I in the future could just start talking again and rekindle things, and or by chance from the universe run into each other at a bar or something because we both like to go out and rekindle things in the future. I just think that it really could be something one day, and that doesn't mean I'm gonna live my life like banking on that because like no one knows what's gonna happen. Like I can't even fucking predict anything tomorrow. Like I could get in a car crash today and die, and then I definitely would never be with him, huh? Shit can change in the fucking blink of an eye. But I'm a firm believer that we could be together and it would work and it would be good. Especially because I don't want a kid, so that's fine. I'll take yours. I'll buy him presents and give him ice cream and shit. So I'm hopeful. And that's also why I don't want to like delete him from social media because like then we definitely won't maintain anything and that's sad and I don't want that for my life or his life. I don't want to take me away from him. That's fucked. He deserves to have me around. Also, Bachelor Nation, Bachelor fans, if you've been like, I don't know, not under a rock lately, you will fucking know that Jared and Ashley ended up together and I just fucking, okay, if Jared and Ashley can end up together, then like me having hopes for 35-year-old guy and I is not out of reach because Jared actually thought Ashley was like batshit crazy, so annoying, like loved her dearly as a friend, but didn't like literally thought dating her would be the worst thing ever. And then they were friends for 3 years. And then one day he was like, oh my God, it's always been her. Like, I'm crazy. Like, she's the one for me. And now they're like fucking so in love with each other, obsessed with each other. It's so weird to see his whole Insta story. Just be like, look at her. I'm the luckiest guy ever. Best girlfriend ever. I can't believe it took me this long to realize that she's the one for me. Like a literal movie, okay? So if that can fucking happen, my shit can happen too. She waited for the one true love and she fucking got it. And everyone thought she was a fucking nutbag. So, remember that. I'm not crazy. I'm just hopeful. Okay, well, bye guys.